entitled Converting Formulas to Values. We're in Workbook Tips and Tricks, and we're on Worksheet tab, Convert Formulas to Value. Many times we will use a formula to create the kind of data we want or to clean up some data. But now the data is in the form of a formula and we just want the actual value. So let me give you an example of what I'm talking about and why these shortcuts can be very useful. Over here we have employee names, and we want to change these names because first of all we want upper lowercase, and we also have some weird spaces. There's some spaces, too many spaces before and too many spaces after, and that can create some real problems. Like if you're searching for the text and you don't include these extra spaces, then sometimes you won't even find it. So let's clean that up. So I'm going to right click on B and choose Insert, and that gives us a new column here. And then we're going to use a couple of functions here. Let's start with this one called Proper, and I'm going to double click right here to select it. And we want to make this proper A2, and I say enter. And so it made it upper lowercase for us. But you see we still have some problems with spacing. There's a space before that we don't want. So there's another function we can embed inside of that function called trim. So in here I can say trim. And this is something you can do with functions. You can embed one inside of another. So here I've got the proper function and also the trim function happening on A2. I'm going to hit enter to accept. So now we have upper lowercase, that's the proper function, and we've gotten rid of the spaces, the extra spaces at the beginning and the end, and that's the trim. So if I want to copy this all the way down, we already learned a shortcut for that. I can just double click on the autofill handle right here in the very corner. Double click, and that fills it all the way down. Well, our issue is this. As I click on each one of these, you'll see that it's actually just a formula. It's not really the name. It's actually referencing column A, and it's doing these functions on it. But I want these to just simply be regular text now. A couple of ways you can do that. One is I could select all of B, and I could do Control C for copy, and then I could do a special paste, Control Alt V, or right click and choose space paste special, and I could choose values only. So let me just show you that. Right click and I can say copy. I could come over here and right click and choose special paste, and then here I can choose paste values. It would paste values only, and so now we see that these are just values. I'm going to do Control Z to undo. I just want to show you the shortcut for this, and that is if you drag with your right mouse button and then wherever you drop it, you will get paste special options. So let me show you that. So I'm going to just grab the border, because you can select anything in Excel and you can click and drag it around, right? And drop it anywhere you want it. But I'm going to do that with my right mouse button. So I'm going to drag the selection, pull it away, and now I'm just going to bring it right back on top of itself and just drop it. Because I used my right mouse, I'm getting paste special options, and one of those is copy here as values only, and I say OK, and so these are values only. So anytime you have formulas instead of values, just select it, right click and drag it and just drop it back on itself or somewhere else, and you will get paste special options, and you can choose those. So to finish this up, we might want to right click over here and choose delete, and now our column A has just the values that we wanted and no formulas.